So, can you tell us evolution of ISO 9000 family standard?
Okay, ISO 9001 actually is belong to ISO 9000 family, right? Now, ISO 9000 standard, also called the family standard, started way back in 1987. Now, at that time, the ISO 9001, ISO 9002, ISO 9003, and also ISO 9004, and also the ISO the 9000, the 000 itself. Okay. Now, in the history, right, ISO have evolved. Okay, or more specific, ISO 9001 or 9000 this standard have evolved, right, and went through 5 versions, right, of the changes or the amendment. Okay, today we are using ISO 9001 2015, right, and in fact ISO 9001 standard is now entering the final draft stage, right? Most likely will be produced, published in maybe, for example, September or October. Normally ISO standard, the new version, they will publish around, the 4th quarter of the year. Okay, so this year I hope, or we may be seeing ISO will release this 2026 version, right, of the ISO 9001. Now, a little bit go back to the 1987. At that time, there are 3 standards, which is ISO 9001. 9001 actually is for those organizations that they want to build the quality management system, right, for their businesses, be it manufacturing or the service industry, right, including, like, for example, a trading company, right, or even university or college or government agency, right. Those organizations that they have the so-called design, right? Design, for example, architect firm, okay, consulting engineer firm, they do design, right? Or the like manufacturing, like food manufacturing or chemical manufacturing, right? They do some all those research, formulate something to produce some new product, right? New model or new feature, that kind of product, or electronic handphone, this kind of product. They normally, right, at that time, they will adopt this ISO 9001. So ISO 9000 basically standard refer to those organizations have design. And those organizations that do not have design, for example, a trading company, they don't do any design. Basically, every day they just buy and sell, okay? Or even there are some manufacturing, there are quite many actually manufacturing company, they don't do any design, but they adopt some standard design. Okay, from maybe some research already established many years ago, or they bring in some formula from some other country and they just produce every day. So this kind of company, they will adopt ISO 9002 at that time. Okay, all right. Now 9003 is for the company that they do inspection. Inspection company like Puspakom, for example, they inspect vehicle. So this kind of company, or there are some organization, they do basically just do inspection and testing like laboratory. At that time, then they will adopt the ISO 9003. Now over the year, this standard, okay, they receive like market perception that, right, if I do the let's say a factory A and factory B, right? Factory A, they produce maybe some chemical product, right, or some food product. They will get ISO 9001 because they got design. Compare with, let's say, factory B. Let's say they make some standard electronic or some machinery standard, and they only, allowed to get 9002. So they found that we are not fair. Just I don't do design, then I get 9001. So people will always perceive 9001 is a better standard. You see or not? There's some market feedback to ISO start to